will be coming with. So you thought you were going to get out of this. You're a part of this. We will do this together. On my other channel, I was talking about how I want to get better at watercolor, and somebody left a comment telling me about Let's Make Art, which is a subscription box for watercolor. And so I got it in the mail. And I'm going to show you what I got. I purchased the regular box, and then I bought an additional kit because of the picture. So it comes with this card, and this is for August. The really cool thing about them is you can find them here on YouTube. They do a weekly project, a weekly live painting, and there's a tutorial, and then there's some items in the box. So it says, welcome to August. There's the Sunset Power Lines. Week 1. Week 2 is a Dragonfly. Week 3 is Daisy Delight. Week 4 is a Seahorse. It says, we do a new project every week. Each project comes with step-by-step instructions, as well as 2 sheets of paper, a reference photo, and an outline sheet if applicable. There's graphite paper, and it goes on. For each video, we release 2 tutorials. One is pre-recorded, and the other one is a live broadcast. To view the live tutorial, simply tune in on our YouTube channel or Facebook page every Tuesday. So here's the inside. I purchased as an extra the palette. Oh, a butcher's tray is what she uses as a palette. Currently for my palette, I use either the palette that comes with my watercolor set, or I have a tile that I use. But for this tutorial, they usually use more than one paint color, and I don't use more than one paint color, maybe more than a couple on the tile because it's smaller. So this is what I'll use. It also comes with the paints that are needed. And these are the paints that I need for the extra kit. I guess I'll open it. Okay, here's the paints for August. And these are the paints again for the extra kit that I purchased. There is a Let's Make Art Matter. This is a postcard that they give to everyone makes a piece of art and mails it to the person that's selected every month. And this is for Sarah. Okay. Sarah's husband, Ryan, he was a sheriff's deputy who was killed in the line of duty on March 19th, 2019. His death has rocked the entire community in Washington state. Everyone talks about people after their death very positively, but to know Ryan even a little while meant he was special to you. He was extremely kind and loved serving the community. An inmate, after finding out about his death, was quoted saying, "He was the nicest person who ever arrested me." Approximately 3,000 people attended his public service. He was a great father and husband who was terribly missed. Let's send his family some love. Also, this month we are making art matter for Sarah and her family. So the piece and the art that will be made on this postcard will go to Sarah. That's so sweet. Okay, so the extra that I got was this lion, and I want to paint this and actually put it on my wall. Then I have week 1, which is the Powerline Sunset Power Lines, which was last night. I watched the live, but I did not do the painting because we were out. working out. I want to actually attend the live, so I got to rearrange my schedule. Here is the Daisy Delight, which is week 3. The Dragonfly, which is week 2. And the Seahorse, which is week 4. And what I'll do is just open one. I'm gonna open up this Dragonfly so you can see, since there's actually a sketch. Some of them, like the flowers, there's no sketch inside. I wasn't planning to do this, but this is fun. Okay, so here's the reference picture. Oh, there it is. And then there are 2, here's the sketch. There are 2 sheets of watercolor paper. And there is a step out sheet. And then this is the reminder about all of the details for the kit. So this is gonna be so exciting. I will keep you all posted when I actually do one. Since I'm vlogging, you will be coming with. So you thought you were gonna get out of this. You're a part of this. We will do this together. What I have is my dryer that I use in Bible journaling a lot. And then I'm going to hook that up. On my table, I have the paper. Here, I have my watercolor brushes, my water brushes as a backup because I really don't know what I'm doing. I have 2 cups of water that I want to use for, you know, like adding color and then for cleaning my brush. And I need to move this over so that it won't get wet. Over here to my left, I have my iPad. Even though I have a computer screen that I could use, I want to use my iPad so I can touch and pause it or rewind it as necessary. I also have the inspirational picture. I can't remember what they call it. And then to the left here also I have the step-by-step instructions. I don't know if I've ever said this, but I'm left-handed, but I do everything almost with my right. And lastly, I have my brushes, and this is a case that I bought some brushes in years ago, and I've just kept it. And I keep all of my brushes, all of my paint brushes. I have both watercolor as well as acrylic brushes inside here. I believe she does pretty much everything with, I think it's a size 2 and a size 6. I pulled out every brush. I pulled out a 0, a 2, a 4, a 0, a 2, a 6, an 8, and a 12. And then I have this brush, which says a 12, but I think I want to eventually get me a flat just to cover bigger surfaces, because if you look at this picture, it's a lot of like surface. To get started, I would say wish me luck, but you can't answer right now, and I'm gonna just follow the tutorial. So here's what I finished. It was, I don't know, I mean, I kind of know what happened. It was good for the first time. I'm really using the watercolor paper, and then this one I followed using a watercolor paper that I already had in a video tutorial on YouTube. I felt better with this one after doing the first one, and I think it was just that this piece covers a lot more territory, so it was hard to do since I had smaller brushes. But I'm gonna let those dry and move on to the next project of the day. But this one I really liked. I think the big differences and the things that I feel have a lot to do with the fact that most of the watercolor that I've done before have been based in watercolor pencils, which I feel they're easier to control. In the watercolor in this situation was not easy to control. The other thing that I did enjoy too was in this particular piece, she used what she called the wet on wet technique. And I'd seen that many times before, and I prefer that feel than applying the watercolors on dry paper. And so I'm leaving this space open because I want to maybe do some lettering or to add pencil or something to try that out on this. This is a multimedia, but a watercolor paper, which is very thick. I'm loving the feel of it. It handled all of the water and everything really well. And so, and I also used a little bit of my watercolor. You know what? While I'm doing this, I'm gonna wet everything down. My watercolor palette. To kind of balance out some of the colors, since I didn't have the exact colors that she used in this tutorial. But I think all in all, everything went really well. So now I'm going to clean up my space and move on to the, this is how I do the first round of cleanup. I just reactivate the colors and use a paper towel to kind of get them. And this was my first time using the liquid watercolors too. So that was very interesting of trying to figure out, sorry if you are bumping around, trying to figure out how much paint, I mean how many drops to add to the palette. And so that was all kind of interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up, clear my space, and move on to my next class.